Hi, I'm Nick from This Video Works. I wanted to introduce a new service which combines video and web design together. That's probably quite an unusual thing for a video production company to do, but I've got a long history of building websites, some very high-end ones, and combining video with that. Most importantly, for filming that I do is all about getting you found online, connecting you through Google to your chosen audience. I do that by doing the research beforehand to make sure that we're answering in the clips the queries that should connect you to that chosen audience. And by answering those queries in the video, along with obviously talking about your passion for the business and everything else that we want to get in, I want to be able to then submit that code, or I take the transcript and I turn it into code and I submit that to Google so that they can read what we've talked about and they get all that information. They connect that to the searches and to your audience. Without a website that enables you to submit that code, it doesn't work. We can add closed captions, which is really important, and that does help, but there's a much more powerful option, and that is to submit the actual code, and you can submit it and check within 5 minutes that Google's read it, and it goes out to all the search engines, not just to Google. So I want to be able to offer that. It's very important to me, and as I've got the experience of building huge websites, international websites, it makes sense to be able to offer a service which combines the two together. I ran a programming company for 17 years that specialized in high-end websites in the pharmaceutical and B2B sectors. They worked internationally. They covered huge integrations with warehouses, shopping channels, the website, and marketing to different sectors, and all the SEO that was combined with that. I'm not looking to continue to offer that. It was hugely complicated, very expensive, and when the UK announced that it was going to leave Europe, we closed that down. My programs have moved on to other things. I've had to manage the remaining sites for the last 3 years and to keep them running and to keep them performing at their optimum level, which has taken probably 4 days a week. That's come to an end. The last 3 sites have been moved on to new developers and hopefully new heights over the last few months, and the last one went at the end of August. In addition to doing that, I've also, because I've always been a freelance producer and writer, the programming company is the only actual company I've run. The other work that I've done has often involved an awful lot of photography, particularly in the arts and in jewelry design. I've worked with a lot of great designers and produced some work I'm very proud of. It's featured in amazing, very well-known magazines. I've also produced a lot of content for companies, and I've produced a fair amount of video too. The filming that I have done, though, for really since the early days of my career, has been to film interviews. And it's in the interviews that I'm getting the content that I really want to get onto Google. That needs a website that's going to deliver, and I can produce that. So it's now a service that I'm really happy to offer. The sites are much simpler than ones I used to produce, but they're fast, they're secure, they are business critical, they are going to work, they're going to be reliable. The software that I use is licensed, It's all from companies I've worked with for a very long time and know I can trust implicitly. I know if there's a problem, it'll get sorted very fast. Where I host my sites, I have my own server. There's an engineer on standby constantly. This is in London, but I can host all over the world. I can connect out to Amazon Web Services. I can build whatever you require. But because I'm using templates, as frankly everybody else does, they may not admit it, but pretty much every site is built on a template. I can create something very quickly. I can change the design, I can change the fonts, I can change the colors, provide all the content for you, and make it look exactly as you want, based on something that's ready to go and is coded properly, coded so that you can optimize it really well, that video can run on it smoothly and quickly, and that it will be found online. And that doesn't need to be expensive. And it doesn't need to take very long either. The process can be quite quick. The other thing that I can do is that as a writer, I'm used to writing content for huge websites. That's generally very expensive. But with the introduction of AI, all my research can be done so much quicker. I'm good at prompting AI. I know how to ensure that the information I get back is truthful. It doesn't automatically work that way. I can have it written in my own style. I can have it written in a chosen style of somebody else. As long as somebody's been published, it's quite easy to get the content rewritten in their style. What's very important is you rewrite it so that it doesn't come over as AI generated content. And even if it reads well, because it's probably originated from Google, Google will recognize it and penalize you in terms of SEO for using it because it's not original content. But if you edit it, rewrite it, you're still keeping it in natural language, but you want to differentiate it from AI content. That's hard to explain, but it's something that's very important to do, and I can do that. So the content I produce is AI research, but is written to deliver. And I can also produce blog material, social media content. I can help with the filming of that, but that tends to be quite expensive. So we can take clips from footage we shot for your website or conferences or whatever you're looking for footage to be shot for, and break that into usable things for social media. But what I think is great are people shooting their own social media because it comes over as very honest. There's a great deal of integrity with that, and it doesn't need to look so professional. But what does help is to research the content beforehand. So I hope that's of use, and if that is, please get in touch. Thank you.